Atelier.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Wortilio channel. My name is Lance, and I will be talking this week about the first ever Atelier Tabletop Brewspace Age of Sigmar GT Terminus Still. There are going to be 16 players in this GT. I'll be playing in it this weekend. Really excited for it. Lots of tough lists. And I'm going to go over each one of them to give them some coverage, maybe a little bit of commentary, but mostly just coverage so that the international scene can see what kind of lists we play here in the Philippines. So first off, let's start off with Christoph's list. Christoph Alejo is a Git player. His list is called Time to Rock and Roll, and he's playing a Squigalanche list. He's a 2-drop and has Attuned to Gairan and Restless Energy. So he wants to go for the center, but also take your objective. So this is very interesting. You have one you have a very aggressive battle tactic. You have a relatively defensive one, or very confident opener. He has Skragrot the Loon King to help him control his moon. He's got 2 units of reinforced Trogas, a reinforced unit of Squig Herds, a Squig boss with Nash's Squig with Loon Touch and Clammy Cowl, a Jaw at 6 inches of reinforced Snarl Pack Cavalry. Most of solid list. Basically, the Trogas move up to the center and the Squigs counterpunch. That seems to be the vibe I'm getting out of this. While the Snarl Pack and the rest of the gang take the side objectives for Restless in the late game, while Attune is scored early on with the Troga. So yeah, interesting list. Very solid counterpunch list. Not the easiest list to play, but it has a solid rhythm and can win on attrition because of the bad Moon Loon Shrine. Next, we've got Risa Hontiveros. She was our assistant coach over at the APAC Regionals, and her list is called Elfie. She's playing Lumineth Realm Lord Scenari Council for the +1 to cast. Is a 5-drop. Has Master of the Paths and Wrathful Cycles. Has the Laser Lore and Shrine Luminor. Starting with Severeth and Light of Eltharion, 2 very potent assassins. Very good synergy with Master of the Paths. Eliana and Elathor, pretty much a staple for Lumineth at this point. 2 units of Vanari Blade Lords, Scenari Cathalar, and Lightner with Flawless Commander for the +2-inch movement, Silver 1 for the extra spell casting, and Callus and Toll. Really good deep strike unit, really good. So this list is basically a solid anvil in the form of the 2 Blade Lord units and 3 different assassin options. So you have Severeth, you've got Light of Eltharion, which trades very well because you can revive them when you're trying to summon back a manifestation, and Callus and Toll, which can deep strike anywhere and bully and punish wizards and priests. An extremely difficult list to use with a lot of scalpel options. I like Wrathful Cycles in this list because very few armies can actually make it work. Armies that are kind of slow and have buffs that want to set up like Lumineth that have Ethereal and the 5-up ward work really well with Wrathful Cycles because they want to get doubled and get rewarded for doing so. Right? So any army that's kind of slow and honest in that sense and wants to get doubled because they have buffs up, they usually want Wrathful Cycles. So I think that this is an excellent list. Paulo Duenas with Shark Fin Soup, Idnet Deepkin, either Sea Predators, basically letting him use a CP to summon a command point to summon back a shark, basically infinite shark glitch with Scouting Force, Wrath, and Wrathful Cycles. With an Idol of Matlan, Aspect of the Sea for some support, Armor of Scythai, the best one, only hit on 4s, I believe. Got several Alopexes and a Leviathan, so he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Alopexes and a Leviathan. Very solid base, lots of shooting, very anti-monster, from my understanding. Well, he has got Harpoons in the net, so he's basically hedging for both. He's got an Aspect of the Storm with the form of Fangmora. And I'm gonna look this up. I can't remember for the life of me what this is, which is an Idnet thing, by the way, because you're not supposed to remember what they do. Oh, so the Armor of Scythai now makes it so that you subtract 1 from hit rolls. It's no longer only hits on 4, so it's a slight nerf depending on what you're fighting. Form of Fangmora. Oh, this is what this is a new one. So if the unmodified hit roll for an attack is 1 to 3, the attack fails. So both of them are pretty tough. So the aspect of the sea gets -1 to hit, while aspect of the storm gets only hits on 4s. So pretty solid list. Lots of surprisingly resilient with a lot of staying power and can spread up. Very unique. Does not play a normal game of AoE. Next for Narel Buena, or Kakai as what we'd like to call him. He called it Echo's Flame. A Fire Slayer's list with the scales of Volcatrix, which gives all of his magma drops +2 to health. He's got 1 auxiliary unit, which means his opponent gets an extra command point. He's a 6-drop. Very brave choice. But I think he's very convinced with his convicted, he has strong convictions with his game plan. He got Master the Paths, which means he's gonna go hero hunting, and Intercept and Recover, which means he's just gonna table you essentially. He's got an Auric Runefather and Magma Drops with thickened scales for the reduced Ren. Droth Helm for the +1 to hit on the companions within 12 inches, wholly within 12 rather. Love the Berserker for the extra attacks. Very bursty army. It's kind of hinting that he wants to go full aggro with this. Scourge, and then the Scourge of Geran, Rune Sons, very strong this season, gets extra damage when the father is damaged in combat or dead. And he's got the Auric Runesmiter Magma Drop for the prayers, most likely for the -1 to wound, or the strike at full capacity like prayers. He's got the Auric Rune Master in the back, with the probably gonna buff up on round 1, then heal from the Magmic Fireforge. And the very interesting choice that he's made is he's put up a Skyport Profiteer unit. This one is a really strong ROR, which can turn off wards with their Thunderers and basically launch orbital, carry other infantry units, can heal units wholly within 3 inches of terrain. But this, unless the terrain is like an area terrain, it won't work on the Magma Droths because the Magma Droths cannot fit wholly within 3 inches of the target terrain feature, I believe. So very interesting choices. Like, I actually really like this list. It is very obviously like a murder list. He's here to walk up to you and basically double you and kill you. Lots of options to do that. If your opponent has wins priority, he can turn on the Rune of Strike first. So if he's punishing you for charging him, and if you give him the turn, he can just run and charge at you. The army is fairly fast, very dynamic. I think Fire Slayers is a low-key S-tier army that people are not really watching out for. Mordecai Morales with capitalist dogs. We got more dwarf representation today. We've got Caradron Overlords with veteran ground troops. He's got the Argonaut Admiral with the burst grenade to take out wards, Company with a crap ton of guns, an Ironclad that's basically like a flying Maw Crusher at this point, Engine Master with Engine Harness to help heal up the vehicles. He's got the Sog Code Drag with Shrewd Opportunist, Endrin Riggers, the Scourge of Garan Grunstock Gunhauler, and the Battering Ram for the mortal wounds on the charge, Aetheric Navigator, and 2 more units of Argonaut Company. And another gun hauler. So this army is about like moving around the Argonauts, shooting a bunch, and killing like big things with the Ironclad and using the volume to bully things with everything else. I think that he's got Master Paths and Intercept, so he's basically like trying to project power and gonna be a very tough list to kill. No Thunderers for removing ward, so he's gonna be wholly reliant on the Celestial the Burst Grenade. I think that this is still pretty cool. Really strong army. Caradron right now feel very strong, and I think that's good. Like especially in trying to do fist fights. Like the veteran ground troops, I believe gives a -1 to Rand. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Eagle Aguila, he is a Skaven player, and he title his list ATB GT. He got Gathering of the Clans. What does this one do again? Gathering of the Clans is. It is the SOG one. Is this the one where you can do? Oh yeah, so this is the 3 redeploy one. He's got Restless Energy and Scouting Force, so one very offensive and one relatively reliable strategy for tactics. He's got the SOG Screaming Bell, pretty much needed for Skaven nowadays. He's a unit of Night Runners, a unit of Reinforced Rogers, a unit of Reinforced Rattling Guns. He's got a SOG Brood Terror, which can heal up to full fairly reliably. He's got the Plague Priest and Plague Furnace, which with Foul Height to heal itself and reduce wards, and 3 units of Plague Monks, most likely for Scouting Force. Very solid list, very good grinding precision list. I think that it's greedy on command points, given how like some things hit on 4s, and he wants to also recur models. But if he can choose how to use the command points. It's a very scary list to fight, especially in center-oriented missions. This is my list, and this is my plea to ask GW to fix the Baleful Lords, make Bloodthirsters less than 400 points, so that we can actually play the sub-factor, the army of renown, which I think is more fun. I have a 3-drop. I got Brass Stampede, which gives me plus X to charge based on the number of monsters that charge this turn. I have a Wrath of Khorne with Frenzied Taskmaster to give an infantry unit extra D6 movement. I've got a Bloodthirster Insensate, an Argath, which turns off wards as an aura now, with in the Wrath of Khorne Bloodthirster, which is the hero killer. I got 2 Boomthirsters, Reinforced Bloodletters with the really cool new 3-inch move as a combat phase ability, which I think can catch a lot of people off guard when they move out of combat from units before piling into another unit. And I've got the Flesh Hounds, a Slaughter Priest, Blood Reavers, and Claws of Karanak, most likely as Chaff, so I can slowly build up the Blood type. Skull Altar in the back, which can banish manifestations, but honestly, not the greatest thing right now. So let's see. Next, Kendall Lapau. I believe that Kendall is from Baguio, just like Kakai, and he's using Echo's Charge. So one of them was like Echo's Flame, and now this one is Echo's Charge. I don't know what the theme is around Echoes, but this is interesting. He's Ogre Mothra's Beast Handlers he's a 4-drop with Kragnos, with Restless Energy and Intercept Recover, the most aggressive battle tactics you can pick. Kragnos, Frostlord on Stonehorn with the anti-ward with Mage Swallower, Stonehorn Beast Rider, Huskards and Stonehorn. So he has like 2 priests with 2 with the Huskards, and a Mournfang pack. So very solid list. It's basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 models in the army. And he's gonna walk up to you and just fist fight you to death. So I kind of want to see a fight between this and the Magma Drops. I'm just curious because that would be a very big, like, whoever wins, top of 2 prio basically has a very big advantage, and I would love to watch that game. Next is Joe with his Wood Elf Wanderers, and this is a Lumineth Realm Lord list. Vanari Battle Host for the -1 to hit from Shining Company. It's a 2-drop. Master the Paths and Wrathful Cycles. Again, I like this combination right now, at least. He's got Elanian Elithor, as I said, it's a staple. A Huracan Spirit of the Wind for Master the Paths, and Light of Eltharion, which I said trades really well. Reinforced Sentinels, because if his opponent is relatively slow, he wants to be able to control the pace of the game. Maybe in early turns, use the command point for covering fire when things aren't all invested in combat yet. 2 units of Reinforced Blade Lords, a Cenarian Lightner with a Waystone and Flawless Commander for the extra movement, which makes them surprisingly fast at moving. And a unit of Wardens, probably just to screen the Sentinels while the Blade Lords go do their own thing. And a Shrine Luminor as well. Pretty solid list. Using the old lore of Hish, though. Not using lasers, less focus on wizards, so slightly different from what we saw from Risa earlier. Next, we have Jerome Evangelista with Dragons, and he is playing a Stormcast Eternals Lightning Echelon list with Primal Energy, Intercept Recover, and Restless Energy. Most aggressive you could pick. Not too surprising. He's got Krondis and Karazai. This is like a staple from Jerome. He likes to bring the big dragons and just move forward and kill. There's a lot of monsters in this freaking tournament so far. We've got oops all Magma Drops, oops all Dragons, oops all Bloodthirsters, and Stonehorns. So kind of a Timmy's playground right now. Kind of curious to see how the Lumineth players will adjust to that. He had a Lord Imperatant with the Banner of Sigmar with Shock and Awe, 2 units of Vindictors. Solid. Karazai, and unit of Reinforced Stormdrake Guard with 4 lances. So he wants to go all in and charge at you, get the double, have a good time. I think this is a solid list, something you have to look out for. It'll punish bad deployments for sure. Next, Francois Pollin, or Frank as we like to call him, with Casino Royale. He is it's another Timmy list. So he's a 1-drop with God's Wrath Warband. He's got Archaon, the Ever Chosen. Basically, he needs to see if he wins the double or not and table his opponent. He's got a Chaos Lord and Demonic Mount, Amulet of Chaos for the mortal damage, Radiance of Dark Glory to heal Archaon, Dark Oath Fellow Riders for just scoring objectives, and Reinforced Variant Guard. A lot of these lists are really smashy. I don't know what it is with the Filipino meta right now, but everyone here is just out to kill. I expect a lot of these lists to be more for team, right? But a lot of people came here to just straight up murk another person. You've got Intercept, Recover, Restless Energy. Yep, he is here to play, here to kill. Enzo Evangelista with 2025 Enzosaurus Cavalry. He's got a 2-drop Seraphon Sunclaw Star Host for the extra. Sunclaw Star Host, I think, is the one where they do pylon damage for Seraphon, I believe. Yeah, so 2 plus bad D3 mortal damage. Starts with the Sogsaurus Old Blood with Incandescent Retrices, Ancient Defender, and Beastmaster. What is that? What is that even? Like, I haven't seen this in a long time. So Ancient Defender is +1 to hit from the companion weapons. The Reticus is the heal D3. He got Beastmaster as well as a heroic trait. He didn't get the one that ignores saving throws. Oh, because he wants to buff the cavalry. So the Beastmaster gives him +2 movement to all the cavalry around. He's got 3 units of reinforced Agrodon Lancers and a unit of Agrodon Lancers with a Skink Star Priest on the side for like buffs and unbinds. Scary list to get doubled by. Again, I want to see all these monster mash lists fight each other and take each other out. It's gonna make for some really swingy stuff. Intercept, recover, restless energy, like father, like son. Like this is the son of Jerome, and they're all just out to kill and murder stuff. This is Eliakim Bob Rada's list, also from Baguio. Love to see the Baguio representation here in this Manila GT. You have Executioner Extravaganza. You got Vanishing Phantasms. What does Vanishing Phantasms do again? I'm not so familiar with the names, at least, of the Night Hunt stuff. Oh, so this is once per turn on your movement teleport ability. He's got the Scouting Force and Restless Energy, so maybe a slightly more conservative type of Night Hunt list. He knows that Night Hunt can only move up to 8 inches usually, so it makes sense for if on turn 1 they're like Rada's army will likely just be moving forward, which will naturally score the first Scouting Force. He's gonna get to grind in the middle and probably want to win that out and then get Restless Energy after that. So with that, he has like 3 units of Mirmorn Banshees, 2 of which are reinforced. Sorry, 4 units of reinforced Banshees. There's one stray one in the other regiment. He's got all in there for the recursion and the shooting damage. Kurdos, which is probably, in my opinion, one of the best and undercosted assassins in the game right now, doing like Ren 3, basically murking other heroes. He's a Lord of Executioner, Spirit Hosts for the ward saves for the heroes, a Lord Executioner, and Grimghast Reapers, a unit of reinforced Grimghast Reapers. So yeah, overall, just Night Hunt, solid, trying to pack a solid punch down the middle. Nothing super new, but that's not to take away from like how terrifying this army actually is. Sorry, the Stave of Suffering is, while this unit is within 12 inches of any damaged enemy units, you add 1 to casting rolls. Oh, so he wants to add casting rolls to some of his guys. So no Black Coach. That's very refreshing to see. Just straight up Mirmorn Banshees going forward and killing things with as efficient War Scrolls. Next, we have Dennis David. He has Arise Now, Ye Tarnished for, or the GT, where I play my Dusty models. Lol. He's got Maggotkin of Nurgle with the Taliban of Nurgle for the extra damage. He's got 5 drops. He has Rodigus, which is a staple right now. 2 units of Plague Bearers. Sloppity Bile Piper to support Rodigus, most likely. Gutrot Spume, which can deep strike with the Rotmire Creed, which I think is really cool tech. A Harbinger of Decay. The prayers are so good right now that I think it's necessary. Horticulus Slimax, who can summon up more feculent Gnarlmogs. 2 Beasts of Nurgles and Nurglings. This list looks very fun. And lastly, Gods of Mark Ascendant or the Demon Prince with Corpulent Avalanche, where if you give him when he charges, he roll dice equal to the movement for mortal damage, which I think can take things out, can do a lot of damage and bully weaker units very effectively. Overall, 5 drop, very good list. Restless Energy, Intercept, Recover. He's really just here to murder things, just like everyone else now. Next, we have Christian Ong, or Attorney Chris, as we'd like to call him. He's got ATB Squig rolls, and he came in third in last week's GT over in the Northern Throne. So he's here to try and probably like back-to-back podium, and he's bringing his Squigalanche list with Achunta Gairan Restless Energy, similar to what we saw Christoph earlier. He's got Scragrot, he's got Loon Boss and Giant Cave Squig for the buffs, 2 units of Squig Hoppers, Drogs. Trug the Troggoth King. What a damn legend. He is bringing like the guy to buff the other Troggoths as well. 2 units of reinforced Troggoths. Very solid center line. Maybe slightly less models to use on the sides, but it looks like a great list. And I'm always a huge fan of whenever the Troggoth King shows up in an army. This is basically the Legion of Doom of Gits, because he got Scragrot, Drugs, and Trug. I think that's all the named heroes, and he puts them all in this list. Very awesome, very very tough list. Next, we got BJ Recchio. We with Thick Sheets. He's got a 3-drop, Night Haunt, Procession of Death, and I think Procession of Death is the one where you have to hang around the Black Coach, I believe. Let me just check that again, because I am actually I'm embarrassingly unsure about that. Yeah, they're within 5 of the Black Coach. So he's got Kurdos, the best boy assassin, the Dreadblade Harrows, a reinforced unit of Hexer. It's very fast. Scourge of Garen Black Coach, which is like the linchpin of his army, I believe. A unit of Spirit Host to protect Kurdos. Cruel Gas Cruciator, very annoying unit, -1 to damage. Actually, very interesting tech. I think this one will do really well to the monster list. A unit of reinforced Grimgas Reapers, reinforced Mirmorn Banshees, and a Guardian of Souls for that +1 to move and a Stave of Suffering. Overall, solid list. I think that this list has a solid matchup into a lot of the monsters. He's using Achun de Garan and Scouting Force. This is probably, I think, the most measured and disciplined list composition. It wants to move forward in the board and then counterpunch from there, instead of going full Unga Bunga Alpha Strike, and instead of going for I'm gonna table you. I like this list a lot. I think it speaks a lot to the personality of the player. Very reserved, picks his fights and stuff. Okay, next list. Okay, that was fast. Was that all the lists already? Okay, so yeah, we've gone through all 16 lists, I believe, and I hope that this was a good insight into what the Filipino meta looks like. I'm really excited for the tournament this weekend. Still not so happy with how Corn is, but we'll see how it goes. Very monster. You have 2 flavors of list in this tournament: Alpha Strike, Monster Mash, Intercept and Recover / Restless Energy, or you've got the very conservative Wrathful Cycle, Night Hunt, and Lumineth lists. Let's see who is going to win out. I'm excited to see it. Seeing back-to-back tournaments in the Philippines, like last week in Baguio with the Northern Throne, and this week with Terminus Still with ATB, that makes me so happy, because it reminds me of how far our scene has grown. It's not just Wartilio doing GTs anymore, or it's GTs feel like something that you could see more often, right? We had a Dragonforge GT and a Whimsy GT before, but I'm really excited to see more of these communities popping up and running events. If you want to keep up and see how our community has grown, give us a like, give us a sub, and give some comments about things I might have gotten wrong and things you'd want to see from the Wartilio channel. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye.